F-Flex on the beat. F-Flex on the beat. F-Flex on the beat.
In fact, their coach Neil had an inkling that they
of Phoenix. All right, let's start with Koi in this matchup of Koi versus Fa.
Right.
I do feel like coming into this, you were so confident about this being one of the better Spanish teams. Not just in Spain, but just one of the better teams in general. Do you feel like a little bit let down so far by the results that we've seen from them?
I think that it's been complicated. I think that they came in so strong, getting that first win against Navi, something that any other team that has gone against them cannot say. But ever since then, it looks like they lost everything that they came in prepared for. We know that they're going into this road of, you know, banning for the enemy and preparing, or at least trying to, but they're just not getting there. And when you see them inside the game, the ideas run out in the middle.
That was like at the face. That those are.
It's very complicated because what he's told to do. Of everybody.
Said, yes, is it giving us an opportunity to see other captain even be better and prove himself on more maps? Also, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Mooj has been around for a long time, so I'm a little bit sad to see he's not going to keep playing, but we can't deny that the 5, including Atta, has been the reason they've had so much success here. But I said this yesterday, but I'm going to bring it back again. But Cougar, FUT, they are the best Lotus team. Let's just be honest. I'm not going to say in the world. No, I am. They're the best Lotus team in the world.
Okay. I prepared something for you because I know that you're going to enjoy this, and it's going to show a little bit of that depth that we were talking about when it comes to FUT, and also compare it to another team that has played, you know, a fair amount of Lotus, and how they adapt their compositions and their playstyles. I'm actually going to go to the other side so you can see the minimap, especially because this is a round where footballists are trying to work around the Killjoy ult. The beginning of the round, they're going to be forced out by Destrian, and it's just the Harbor ult that is keeping them from going into the sites. But as you can see, a lot of control over both of them, just working with the walls, working with the extra pressure, and trying to work the map little by little. This execute was so changing for every single round that awarded footballists with a lot. They try and make Vitality use up all the utility. When they get the Killjoy ult, they use it as a fake. And you can see that even though Vitality has won a lot of control over C, they're still waiting. And even with that utility, given the freedom to Kiwi to just go on the hunt and go on the kill, this literally looks like a foot that knew exactly how to work around that specific round and had an exact plan of how to use the Killjoy ult. Beautiful round that they're going to get. And now on the other side, we're going to take a look at Koi versus Na'Vi. Again, I want to highlight that, especially from Koi, this control over B at the beginning of the round is so important. And again, they want to work around trying to get the ult for Killjoy to try and do an execute. Koi love the C control, and it's something that they had more easily just because there's not a harbor on the other side that is going to be constantly pushing you. But as we see, they fight for the orb that Wolf can get, and the execute is going to be completely different. Again, for Koi, everything relies on the presence that you live on mid, but it's not something that is going to come from the turret, for example, for Killjoy, that I think many teams use. This is going to be a straight execute, and it's just two beautiful ways of trying to use the utility from Killjoy from two different teams. We know that Lotus is a complicated map, a map that actually teams like to play. Is one of the maps that we have seen the most, just because it's still in development and there are many things to try out. But if Koi is to follow up with and just continue what they've been doing up to now, they will ban it today, because as you said, Yinsu, and I believe you're right in that, Foot are just too good with it. And if Koi are banning for their opponent, as they have been doing, they should do it today.
We're going to find out today in due course. And Vincent, would it be wise for Koi to take this away from Foot?
I think it is, particularly after that 113.
They're going to do it.
They're going to remove it. And I think that is the best choice.
Smart choice indeed, but where does this leave us? Okay, Icebox is chosen by Foot.
Oh, okay.
That's a little bit of a surprise, because this is a map that they banned against Heretics the other day after Heretics was so kind to ban the Fracture for them. Koi is going to select Ascent. I could literally sit down and give you a full breakdown of what they do round to round, because it's awesome.
Never really had a turk that
it came out as a surprise for them. It looked like another day at the that it was going to have for his team, and I'm so special to put
that they actually feel prepared.
It could work for
and you're
insane. And again, it's good to get some insight there with the tweet earlier we showed of how that roster is going to look going forward, because I hate to say it, but I'd probably feel a little more comfortable if that's the case. Again, Agent Pool's the second discussion we can have on that. And actually, just to bring Agent discussion into this is a big positive for Koi, in my eyes, to have this, again, keeping up with the times and looking at kind of what's a bit more applicable here on Icebox, even though it's only short-lived, maybe, for how long Icebox is going to be left here. But this is a big positive, because Koi have to show us something in the server this week, today.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And again, roll your minds back. Yes, we saw them up against the likes of NRG and actually had a good result in lock-in, not a victory, but it looked good. You saw a couple of very positive trends from the likes of, Shados in there, a couple of others having a really big series. That was fantastic. Now we have to see if that comes through again. This was a little bit of a curveball, I think, in the veto to come through at this point, so still.
The one thing I do want to see with this comp change here is Coldamenta being a little less linear, because that's been something that's always been concerning with, I mean, not just Koi, but Coldamenta in general on Icebox. It's very feast or famine. If he can get away with murder on these lurks, there's a lot of impact, and you kind of just ride the numbers of what you see at the end game.
A bit of a victim of his own success at times, though.
Absolutely.
People became hyper aware of what he was doing. Bit of a kingmaker in his time. He'd always be able to foster fantastic rosters and be able to get away with a couple of bits and pieces. But the awareness is there, and as is now the site here. Towards A they go. There's problems for our captain, and actually gets away scot-free for now. Surely there's a someone deal without a captain. He's alive on 10 HP. Finally, Koi clear the site. Spike's going to go down to the last two.
Okay, I was going to say, Starzo was eating that snake bite, but it's actually the nano swarm to finish things off. Watching Kiwi now, find themselves in a 2v3. Coldamenta and Shadows tagged up. Actually, Trex will fall as well.
It's so individual, one by one. Fortunate enough, left to reload, so had to get the job done. But Kiwi is in a good spot. 4 HP for him on the other side. The walking wounded. Time's running so low. 9 seconds, 6 seconds now. It's dwindling. Needed one more bullet to hit. Coldamenta lucky to be alive, but a little bit of a feast that round for him.
Gets away with murder to close that one out for
How?
Koi. And concerning to see the initial approach there. I mean, there's so much pressure coming